Show. Welcome to the Man Cave Show. Welcome to the Man Cave Show.
MCS, The Man Cave Show, with your host, Damian Christopher.
Welcome to another episode of MCS The Man Cave Show. I really appreciate you guys for support and checking out the channel. Thank you guys for checking out last upload. I really appreciate the comments and the likes. Keep it coming. Don't forget, if you just a first-time viewer, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading whatever content I got going on. Also check out my other page, Virgo City Productions, for upcoming films and movies that my production company is producing. Now, like I said before, we're going to have guests coming out throughout the entire season. First guest of 2021 is my guy, OG Picasso, or excuse me, Yao Robe, actor. Should I put actor first or model, actor, recording artist? Entertainer. This guy is a really gifted young man. Blessed to have gotten a chance to meet him. Got blessed to have him in my very first film short. We met for one situation regarding modeling and shooting. And then as conversations went on, talked about that he was a recording artist, then looking at his videos, it went into, oh my God, do you act? I have a couple of films. This is in the process of development of the first film, Why Me, that I promoted the last show. So you guys have to check that out, coming out soon on Amazon Prime and other streaming vehicles. So you'll definitely know that. But now, welcome my guest, Yao. If we had claps in the house, I would have that, but we'll put that on there one day. Yao, or which one? OG? Which one? OG. Okay. Thanks for coming to the Man Cave Show. So, dude, you're Ghanaian by nature and by birth, and both parents. That's organic. See, I can't say that. We're just American Black. When we met, I noticed I saw your photo in something else, and you were modeling. And then when we got a chance to meet, you told me you were into music. What got you into? What was the first thing that was the catalyst of you being an artist?
Well, I've always been into music like my entire life. Like growing up, from middle school, elementary school, I always used to freestyle, really study rap. I grew up on rap and hip hop, and also African music because my parents are both Ghanaian. We used to go to church every Sunday, and my mom would put in a new CD of a compilation of African music from my country. So I kind of was raised into it. Then just sort of when I started college, me and my boys, we used to just always we used to chill, cypher, and then we always used to freestyle basically. And we was hanging with his brother one day. He was like, "Yo, you guys pretty good. You guys should go make a song." So we went to go make a song. It was called Girls Night. We recorded a while back, and then people were really resonating with it. So we just continued since then on.
Wow. And what was your introduction into modeling?
Modeling. One of my boys that I was playing basketball with since high school, he got signed to Red.
Okay.
And then he told me yo, bro, I think you can model too. And basically he brought me one day, and then I kind of started that whole modeling career. But I also kind of started in photography myself.
Gotcha.
Honestly.
Okay.
I started shooting for other people before I even really started getting in front of the camera myself.
Okay.
So that's how I kind of feel comfortable. I know how to feel comfortable.
It's a shame he's not a Virgo, man. A man of gifted talents. I guess what I like. I draw creatives around me. That's what I like. Oh, and I got to give a shout out. Believe it or not, people, my man Will Towns is back in the house. He's on the camera. Excuse me, guest DP today, Will Towns. So I just want to say, because you know how hard it is to get this guy, man. So yeah, the last time you guys heard from him, he was, it was 2018. See, 18 was the last time you were here for the show. And then, but he and I, we've always stayed in contact. So he's also the DP of my first film, Why Me. And since we're transitioning, because there's nothing ever steady here, Yao is actually the lead character in my first film short, Why Me. I promoted it on my last show. You guys have to check the trailer out. It's on this channel and on the Virgo City Productions. And I know when we first met, we talked about modeling. Then you talked about the whole thing. When I presented the acting role to you regarding my first film short, I was still in development with it. What was it once you got the script that drew you to the project for you to say, yes, I'll do it?
Well, after reading it, the end monologue that you gave, I felt like people really resonated with it because, especially last year, like we were all going through so much like, you know, pressure and trauma and also like rejection, which is like one of the main focuses, like causes of the depression of the main character. Like many people go through that. It's a human thing, but it's not something that we're really taught how to deal with properly most of the time. So a lot of times like it can push people like into like a downward spiral. And I understand like a lot of times like people aren't like fully able to get themselves out of it at all. Like, and I had to basically talk myself off that ledge. And I like how the movie was centered around helping or trying to be that message to a person on the ledge that, hey, you can get yourself out of this. Like, you don't have to let yourself succumb to like killing yourself. Like suicide is a real big problem. It's grown maybe like about 70% since the age of social media, since like 1998.
Right, and definitely in the Black community, we don't hear a lot about it, but it does exist, and that's one thing that was a catalyst of that. Having a conversation with a very close friend of mine, that was the reason why I wrote that. When I first wrote the script, it had nothing to do with suicide. It was actually for Will Towns. He had a project called Brooklyn Bridge, and it was basically about a man going out who had, I guess, agoraphobia, who was afraid to be outside, and he was complaining, why am I here? So when the story came, having a conversation with a close friend of mine, the title stayed, but the subject changed. And when we had the conversation, the night was over, I was like, I wrote a couple of notes down and I asked him again, would you mind if I put this as a movie one of the things? He was like, yeah, sure, not a problem. So he will be we're doing a viewing this weekend, and he will be in the Zoom screening for it. So I want to give him an accolade that he was the inspiration for the story. But I gotta say, you did a great job for it. And my sister loves you. Everyone who's seen the film and the rough cut of it is like, damn, they sympathize with your character. And I'm pleased that you were able to bring the character that out of my head to life. And even when we were filming it, I'm just like, damn. What about some of the I'm not gonna give away the movie, so if you guys want to check out Why Me, I'll be promoting it here on MCS The Man Cave Show and on the Virgo City production, so you get a chance to see more of it. But we have a guest. There's a reason why. Let's talk about the music. The first time you let me hear your music, I went crazy. I saved it on my Spotify. Under Spotify, it's Tempo.
H.
Tempoh, right? Yeah. His music is fire, and I'm just not saying that because he's here. I say it to a lot of my friends. You guys need to check his music out. It's fire. It's just not Afro beats. It's so freaking diverse. Check his stuff out. Also, G Tempo on YouTube. I like the Christmas song. What's the name of it?
It's called Trap Santa.
Trap Santa. Video is funny. We talked about it earlier today. He was like, oh, that's old, whatever. I still think he should re-release it for next season and then redo, keep the video the same way. Just have the editor just add pop-ups or tags, because the video is funny as hell. Think about it. It reminded me of a classic 80s video of Run DMC's Christmas in Hollis. And that's what's missing in music now. A good parody and something lighthearted. It's a very funny video. The music is great. The dialogue is great. The delivery is excellent. And the scenery is
excellent. It's funny because it actually wasn't supposed to be like a Christmas song at all.
Really?
Like the first line was Trap Santa, I can see you ice in a blizzard. Like, that's literally the only like Christmas context there is in like the entire song. But when I was playing it to people, like it really resonated with them. I don't know, it was the first 5 seconds. Like, we have a good song, it's like the first 5-10 seconds that you could tell if you're gonna like it or not. Mm-hmm. And people kept saying oh, Trap Santa. So I was like, yo, might as well kind of make it around that. And we shot the video, I would say 5 days before Christmas. And we had my videographer try to edit it 3 days straight, so we could get it out and drop the video on Christmas.
It's really great. You've used several videographers for your different videos, correct?
Yeah.
What's the one that your bro Gelato was in? He starts off and you're in the bathroom looking in the mirror. Which one was that?
It's called Options.
Options. The cinematography and editing for that video is unbelievable. First of all, the bird's eye view of you in the closet.
We rented a 360 camera for it.
Wow.
In London, yeah.
Okay. So I was filmed in London.
It wasn't filmed in London. Right before the pandemic kind of went crazy, maybe February.
Will, we need to film internationally someday. Just get the hell out of the country and film someplace. I really want to do a movie in Egypt. I really want to do it.
For me and that.
Yeah, or my spy movie. We have to do it out of the States. So we got to do that one. So you're working on some new stuff now. What do you got going on now, like with music wise?
Oh, I'm actually working with these two new producers out here in Brooklyn. One goes by Marsh Mango. He does like EDM, but he's also like he's a phenomenal like artist and producer. Mm-hmm. Like he plays trombone also, but he's like in a band. Like he has a lot of stuff like Marsh Mango and also my boy Mike Ruiz.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a great hip hop producer.
Really?
And like, yeah.
Wow. Because the music, like I said before, I know you're working on some new stuff, and I have to give a plug again. He's going to be contributing music to the next film he's actually in, The Baldwin Effect. I have several artists that's going to be in that movie. Big Cheddar, Osiris, who's going to be, who I did the What's Up from Brooklyn Royals, who did the What's Up video for. He'll be contributing music from it. And also OG Picasso will be contributing music for it, who's also one of the leads in the movie. What do you have in mind? I don't put you on the spot on this one because I always ask after the time. What do you have in mind for The Baldwin Effect, since you know the script and the tone of the movie?
Well, since it's going to really be like, I would say African-American, Black-centered, like I have a disco song that I have in the works. Okay. I was going to finish recording that. I want that one. Yeah. I also have like a very up-tempo song called Tempo Tantrum. That is like a very good dance song in case like, you know, the mood and tempo of like, you know, the movie's like moving up. Okay. Also have many other songs in the works. I'll show you entire like, you know. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. His catalog is great. So I know on a couple of my photo shoots, I've actually played your music. It's on my photo shoot playlist. I've actually saved it and put it on my photo shoot playlist. I play your music a lot. You, Vic Cheddar. Because one thing I love about artists that were like, and I'm constantly complaining about that. I've had this conversation with you before off camera, where I don't like that shitty music and shitty artists are popular now and quality artists are considered underground. That's the problem I have now. Not knocking people's hustle, but for people who love music like myself, and just because, you know, we're musicians or singers or whatever, and we love great music, even I have family members who aren't musicians, we miss quality music. And why is quality music considered, you know, you have to dig deep or find you through a virtual friend or knowing somebody that's doing it, where, not to take away, but I'm going to throw some names out there that I don't really care for. I'm not a Kodak Black fan, but he's going to be popular. I'm not, that's just me. I like King Von's storytelling. I didn't care for the subject matter. Because I know it's true to life, but you got to think about everything that's being polarized now is a negative stuff that we know it happens, but it's polarized. It's like seeing slave movies over and over again. Yeah, we know it happened, but we don't have to keep hearing about it. We know there's crime in every fucking community, but you don't see Italians coming out with. It's a story, though, you know. Like,
but it's a story that's repetitive over and over again. And how many times do we have to keep hearing the story? We know it's there, but that's not the only story about Black people, though. And that's where I like your music, Big Cheddar's music, other rappers that aren't getting the notoriety, like Rhapsody from Philadelphia. Love Hobson, but people are like, oh, he's too what? No, people. I like lyrics. I like punchlines. You know, and we had that conversation too, which is really great. I like punchlines. I like, you know, you can tell stories, and stories don't always have to be about your story. You know, you can be inspired by something else or be metaphorical. I'm not really a fan of Kendrick Lamar. You know what? I never have been a fan, and what turned me off from him was him being musical director of the soundtrack for Black Panther. And I'm never biting my tongue about this because it became a Kendrick Lamar album. And I didn't care for that.
I think it was a great album, though. I don't know.
But see, it became a Kendrick Lamar album.
But a great album.
I'm not a fan of it. So for me, it didn't mean anything. Now, when the music that they originally had with Run the Jewels and every other artist, that I thought was going to be the soundtrack.
What about Kendrick Lamar do you not like?
I'm just not a fan of his music. His delivery, his stories, it's just like, I think the only song I really like from him is a song called Levitate.
Levitate? I do like that.
That's the only song I like.
You got to hear more of the song.
I don't want to hear more. It's like okay, here we go. We're going to battle again because the last time we had a conversation, he's a fan of The Weeknd. I'm not. I don't like falsetto singers, except Maxwell and only one song. outside of that, what was that one time he came over and he was like, you know what, we're going to chill. I'm going to let you hear some Weeknd songs. When I tell you, I was so fucking numb of everything you played of the Weeknd. I was like, okay, one song I think I liked. I can't remember it, but it was, the video concept was the woman that was standing behind him was like in black and white or whatever that song is. That's the only song that stood out that I liked. Now, I respected his halftime show in the Super Bowl.
Insane.
No, for a solo artist to do that, the artistry, the set design, kudos. And the fact that he's paid for his own halftime show, because artists don't get paid for halftime shows at Super Bowl, so I want to let y'all know that he spent $7 million to put his own production together and not trust the NFL or Jay-Z if he's really working for the NFL.
He trusts, like, himself.
No, I got that. It didn't make me a fan, but it made me appreciative of his artistry. I'm not going to listen to his music, but that segment I will watch over and over again. Now, back to who we're talking about, Kendrick Lamar or not a fan.
Well,
not a
we
fan.
can agree to disagree.
Oh, of course, of course. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just what makes you a fan of Kendrick Lamar?
Well, his storytelling, his wordplay, like his voice, like he has a voice and he's making sure it's heard, you know? And he's real. Like, to be an artist, I feel like you have to be authentic, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like, people can sniff out when you're trying to be something you're not. And Kendrick Lamar is like who he is, and you see him for who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a little flashy, but he's not flashy, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like humble. Like, he literally has a song called like Be Humble.
I know, I saw that. I think that's like the last big one he had before the pandemic, right?
But yeah. But like he's a great artist. I don't know. Like, I feel like his respect emanates from his artistry.
Will, are you a huge fan of Kendrick Lamar?
No.
Okay, why not? Is it generational?
I mean, I maybe what he said I never gave a real chance like that, but it never treated me like.
But you've heard his music before?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know. This song.
I'm not a big music anyway.
I love music, but I'm just really harsh on it. Like especially when it comes down to hip hop. Like I'm an old head, so it's not, and I feel like I'm sounding like my parents. They were like, "Oh, don't listen." But I grew up in a hip hop era, in the beginning of it. So the transition of it. Don't get me wrong. There are certain artists I do like, and there are certain artists that will never get the shine that they deserve. Like I watch YouTube Colors all the time, and I love the fact that they showcase so many artists. That's how I came across Go Link off of Colors. Why isn't he major? People know of him, but he's not major, like, as you say, Kendrick Lamar, Migos level. But he should be. And his music is, now, that's relatable. He's storytelling, but he's not glamorizing crime and shit that's gone on in his life. Yeah. You know, so I feel that you can tell a story, but it doesn't always have to glamorize the negativity of the neighborhood.
That's true.
You know, people should really, I think, honestly, new artists, your generation, should go back in the crates and listen to classic leaders of the new school, classic Fushnickens. There's a group called Fushnickens. And let's not even forget, king of storytelling, Slick Rick. His very first album. Go back to that and listen to, I guess, at each project, like when you do music, each project, you want to do better and better and better and better and better and something different. So I'm glad you're coming on board with the projects I'm doing. And yes, each character that you're portraying is going to be completely different. There's no similarities whatsoever. We're not building a universe. We're building a community, but we're not building a universe. And I know when I was talking to a few people, they were like, well, who's the lead of this and who's the lead of that? So the same person that's in this movie is going to do this, whatever. And they were like, oh, you're trying to be like a Tyler Perry. And those who know how I feel about Tyler Perry, I'm not going to say it again. But no, I'm being more like how Spike Lee did it and any other actor who wants to take people who have the passion and the gifts to expose and if I'm in a position of helping them get to that, I want to do that and build the own camp with helping do it. So I'm pleased to have you on there. If people want to see your work and follow you, how do they follow your work?
Follow me at OG.Picasso on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snap. Also, I'm part of a duo called G Tempo, up to tempo, keep it G. G Tempo, GTEMPOH, and we're on all platforms.
His music is really good. Definitely got to check him out. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribe, hit the notification button. I'll see you guys next time. I'm your host, Damian Christopher. Thank you for tuning in to MCS The Man Cave Show. Stay safe. Peace.